which I have no idea what the hell is going on. So if it's awkward or if you can't hear me or if some shit's fucked up, please let me know. And I will do what I can to fix it. Okay, here. Just in the Discord, telling people that we are live. If somebody could chat, if you're like if you could see something. Just trying to see if everything works here because I've got this chat box that theoretically should be just to the left of my head. It's the restream chat. I don't know if it's working though. We'll see. Gonna go drop an announcement here. It's been so freaking busy. I am so happy to be at home. Not even funny. Someone drop a chat, please. Pretty please. With a question, if you have a question. While I go get all of these different links. Let me see here. It's always interesting to go try to find my different things. So good audio's coming through well. That's nice. Missed the X one. I think everybody should be nicer to Will Smith. Every time I go on Twitter, I see someone talking shit about him, and the dude is epic, and he's an absolute legend. Yeah, his latest song seems a tiny bit out of touch, but you know, you got to give the guy credit. Drop this in announcements. Updated message. Drop it in the general chat because people don't seem to want to read announcements. Hey, Daniel Montero. Okay, it's coming through. Yay, it's coming through. You can't listen. I mean, you can ask a question and I'll type an answer, I suppose. Later, but right now it's, you know, this is the forum. So it's coming through. Are you guys seeing it too? Hopefully you're seeing it at the same time. Let me go look and see what it actually looks like on one of the streams, just so I know that everything's coming through correctly. Okay. Good morning. And actually, I wish I could see that. It's really a... Oh. How big's the team? We got about 45 engineers, you know, and the rest of us, there's, you know, a few leadership people like myself and Dr. William and a few other advisors and things like that. But the team is comprised mostly of engineering staff. And Abhi, I don't know if you're paying attention. Now is okay. That's good. Good morning, Vanish. I like the little glitch effect that it has. That's kind of cool. Can I make this bigger? Let's make it bigger. Why not? Okay. What other questions do you guys have? I will be handing out whitelist spots. I'm going to go to the AMA portion here just to make sure that I'm answering every single question. Okay, whoa, okay, there's a lot of updates here. Okay, so Bitmage has, this is a great question from Bitmage. Bitmage asks, and I wish there was a way that I could post this in. Is there a way? There has to be. Like, this is my first time using Streamlabs desktop, so I'm gonna, you know, I'll have to come back to figuring some of this out. But Bitmage asks, imagine you're building a multiplayer mobile game using UDP and the Node.js dgram module. Each player's position is sent as a small datagram every 100 milliseconds. What problems might recur if you rely only on UDP, and how would you handle issues like lost or out of order datagrams in your game logic? I wouldn't do a game via UDP. Honestly, it's not the greatest. It's not the greatest call. We will have TCP up, I think, by the end of the year, so that's what I would use rather than UDP. So for those of you guys who don't know, TCP is sort of like the normal protocol that most of the internet runs on. UDP is another protocol that exists that is faster but is lossy. Okay, and so what that means is, as a lossy protocol, packets get dropped from time to time. TCP always goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, so on and so forth sequentially. And if 5 is missing, TCP freaks the fuck out and waits until 5 gets brought back in and plugged in. And if it doesn't show up, then it will ping back and it'll be like, hey guys, I'm missing packet 5, send me packet 5. UDP doesn't work like that. UDP works on, like, whatever you send it, it's a constant stream, okay, which makes it great for two-way real-time communication because it's very fast, it's very low latency, and it's very immediate and in the now. Okay, which makes sense for like a two-way video call, right? Because if you're having a two-way video call, who gives a shit if you missed a packet 30 seconds ago? You're past that. It's the history. Move on, right? You had a little glitch, and then life goes on. So a game, though, is a little bit different. So if you have games being sent where you have player logic and location data and things like that being updated, you really need every packet, because let's say just for grins that you have a specific packet that says, you know, you looted an item. Okay, well, if you miss that packet, you lose that. That's not great, right? So that's kind of the way that that you can think of UDP and TCP. And Bitmage, you got yourself a whitelist spot. Will Datagram have any construction related to real-world assets? Currently, this track is very popular. It is, yes, and yes, there will be stuff. It's not officially on the Datagram side, but there's other stuff that will be using Datagram that is definitely RWA related. Astra369, will you show solidarity support with founders node owners Gala by giving some claimable nodes, as was for Helix? Different company, different kind of setup. In this case, we can't really do that. You know, Helix was very game related. This is not necessarily. However, if you show up and you're part of that community and things like that, you know, I obviously welcome you, and say it's going to be nice to be able to have nodes that do stuff. What's the plan for the team in actualizing global adoption? Are there structures you have in place for this? Yes, there are. There's a few different things that we have set up for this. We have essentially a model that will allow people to onboard companies and bring them in and receive benefit from the actual burn that that company produces. And again, I want to drive home the fact that we have a protocol to business to consumer pipeline. It's not just all about, end users. It's about us as a protocol helping businesses better serve their clients. And so that's how we believe that's the best way to actually scale in the space. Okay. Give you that. As a game developer, why would I choose Datagram over any ETH layer 2? Okay. So, that's kind of like asking if I'm a traveler, why would I choose to fly Delta over eating grilled cheese sandwiches? Datagram is it's not designed to be a blockchain. Okay, we're not trying to get you to build your game on top of the blockchain. Build on whatever the fuck you want, man. I don't care. We are supporting DeepIn. Okay, we're not about you having a game, we're putting your game logic on our chain. That's not what we're doing. This is about infrastructure. So if you wanted to, build on Polygon or BNB or, whatever chain you feel like building on, God bless you. Go ahead, build on that chain. We just help you with your DeepIn. Let me see here. What chain Datagram will be launched? We are on Avalanche. We are part of the Retro 9000 initiative, and we have our own L1 on Avalanche. Hey, Mr. Zorro. Okay, guys, those of you who do not know, Mr. Zorro, I've known Mr. Zorro for a long time. He's one of the hands down coolest dudes I think I've ever met in terms of his devotion to projects. He was a huge portion of the Gala community. I think he still is pretty active over there, but he's absolutely fantastic. Give him a follow. He has got the best glasses. His glasses put mine to shame. Speaking of glasses, hold on. I need to switch back to the orange. I left them on my desk when I left. I was so sad. I'm running over Vietnam with these sad red glasses. Boom. Okay, now we're back. Oh my God, these are dirty. Hold on. We're almost back. We'll be back in just a second. Okay, I was looking over the screen like I can see a damn thing and pretending to read a question, but I can't. I can't see or read anything. I am blind. So yeah, it's not great. I wonder what it looks like. Like if we do this, can you say woo? That's how bad my glasses are. Okay. Let's see. T Willy Wheels asks, how exactly will points be converted to Dgram? When will this take place, and what will be the conversion rate? It will take place at TGE, and the conversion rate will be determined at that time, because essentially there's a finite number of tokens that will be distributed across a different and unknown at this point in time number of points. Rage. Knowles Dela Cruz, nice to see you. Mr. Zorro, I'm glad that you're happy to be around learning. What questions do you have, man? This is a very different scenario than our previous context that we've worked together in. So please feel free to ask any questions. I'm going to drop over to. I'm still not seeing anything come through from Twitter. I'm going to go look at the Twitter chat really quick and see if it's me or if it's Twitter. Okay. Go look at the live here. Okay, you guys can see that coming through. I don't know if there's any. Oh man, there totally is stuff coming through on Twitter, but it's not making it through to this chat. Okay. Well, Divine Belmonte, very nice to see you here, and Rage, I appreciate you dropping in. I wish I could figure out how the fuck to get this stuff to display correctly. It's killing me. It's killing me. Okay, hold on. Let me try this thing here. I'm gonna see if I can make this work. Okay. go to this. No, that's not helpful. None of these things are helpful. I go to the editor, chat box, show platform icons. Why are you not working? Okay, we'll have to figure that out. Hi CO, guess I'm buying the node, and when would the mainnet arise? And white paper it says rewards will be distributed daily, so it means we can sell the token at the same time, or it has any locking period. I don't believe there is going to be any locking period on daily distributions. We've talked about potentially having a period of time where it's like you announce that you're going to be unlocking, but I think that would only be for stakes. As of right now, for daily rewards, the plan is for them to be liquid for you immediately. Okay. Oh my god, why does this not work? This is killing me. Absolutely killing me. Okay, oh, my wife is looking through the window of my office. She's got the kids out there. Today is dentist day, so it's gonna be a whole friggin' thing. How does economic and protocol design of Datagram uniquely guarantee the decentralized upgrade, maintenance, replacement of all global full core node hardware? I mean, without centralized capex or overburdening individual operators. So the idea here is, and just to be very clear, guys, tokenomics are a moving target. Okay, I will not make any statements that says that our tokenomics are perfect. Okay, this is right now they are as good as we're able to make them. Okay, without having data on the ground of exactly what the situation is or how users will behave. It's kind of one of those things where you design models to the closest that you possibly can, and then once you get there, you adjust to make sure what you're doing aligns with actual reality. We're going to definitely have to go through that phase, okay, definitely. But that said, we've done a lot of work to make sure that this works, and two things are relevant about this specific question. The first is that from our perspective, we want the nodes to be something that is operated on something that you're already going to be operating. Okay, so your node is designed not necessarily to go on a dedicated piece of node hardware, although it certainly can, but rather to go onto a piece of hardware that you're using anyway, and that you will upgrade anyway, because everyone upgrades their home computers, okay, right? So you'll have your home computer that runs up until the point where you're like, oh gosh, I need to get a new one, and then you get a new one. Okay, that's kind of the theory behind this. Now, that doesn't mean that it has to go that way. That's just the way that we've sort of conceptualized it at the start. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. There will obviously, at some point in time, probably be heavier pieces of hardware that get involved in the ecosystem that will have their own separate, replacement timelines and things like that. The critical, like for example, clusters, right? If you have a GPU cluster. Now, if you're doing heavy-duty AI inference, you need a GPU cluster. I eventually want to get to the point where people can run GPU clusters on Datagram without it being an issue. The question, though, is does that the GPU cluster will eventually need to be replaced? And it's not like you're doing anything else with the GPU cluster. Nobody uses 8 parallel H200s to play games or for anything home related, right? An H200 runs about $35,000 right now, and so you have 8 H200s together. You've got basically about $300,000, and that's not going to be something that you would just be like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just get a new one. So there obviously has to be some changes to make some of this stuff work. An X message came through. Yes, Marcus says that's a wonderful approach. You're very realistic, even about using the fair of idealism. Thank you very much for answering me, Mr. Jason. You are welcome, sir. I'm happy to answer you. Let's see here. That's an AMA question. I like that question. I answered this from T. Willis already. Any potential for cross-chain integrations in the near future? You can use Datagram, and it is chain agnostic in that regard. We just handle all the uptime tracking on Avalanche, but you can do it on whatever thing that you want. How is the team addressing security and potential vulnerabilities? So the founder, the technological founder of all of this, Dr. William Wynn, is a really hardcore security person. So this is something they take very seriously. Okay. Let me go. Mini truce. I'm currently running the alpha testnet node on a VPS. Since you stated earlier that you want node operators to run them at home to make the blockchain more decentralized, do you have any plans to add incentives for people to do so? Yes, but not specifically to run them at home. The idea is that you want to run them in places where nobody else is running them and there is demand. Okay, so the idea is, my personal ideal, and I've talked about this for years, okay, years, is that you have a person who sets up a node somewhere, and then they go and they drive demand in that area for the usage of their node. And so you end up with a community that is incentivized both to, expand and decentralize, and also to bring people on board, because that's how they benefit the most. Aligned incentives, absolutely critical in really everything, but especially in DePIN. Okay, let's see here. And then he also mentions that since some countries' internet connections and electrical grid can't compete with centralized servers. Yes, that is true. That is true to a certain extent. But the question is, where is the computation happening, right? So if you have something that is on the edge, okay, even if the internet overall isn't as great for that area, you might be closer to an edge thing. I see there's a oh no. I forgot to do that. Oh, I hate my computer so much right now. Hold on. Oh man, I forgot to do this. This is all gonna just go totally bonkers for a second. I don't know if you guys can even hear me correctly. Skip frames. Hard. Oh, come on. Okay. Okay, are we back? Okay, I'm trying to fix this real quick. Hopefully we're good now. Okay, can you guys see me now? I'm sorry about that. So my my whole freaking computer essentially has this weird thing where there's an error in the memory modules that will say, it'll tell the motherboard and the Jeep or CPU that the memory modules are overheating. The sensor Jeep or CPU that the memory modules are overheating. The sensors will register them at like 8,000 degrees, like some crazy "the world is on fire, center of the sun" number. And then when that happens, it will voltage throttle the CPU hardcore to prevent it from overheating, even though it's not actually overheating, and then everything lags out terribly. So Daniel Montero, thank you for subscribing, sir. I appreciate it. Okay, stress test completed, and I have to go and disable. There we go. Okay, so we should be good now. Whew. Okay, let me drop into Discord here for a second. Okay. No sound? There should be sound. We shouldn't still be missing frames, guys. Is it good now? Can you guys hear me?